Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy.
Hey, angels, welcome to your weekly reading. We are reading from the 29th through the 4th of April, which is wild.
We're saying the word April.
I know. I'm excited because it's April, but for many reasons, but like, wow, it's April. So, yeah. I think April's going to bring us a lot of movement. Yes, around the 19th, the 20th, it moves, the sun moves into Taurus, but we're going to get that massive dose of clarity the 15th through the 17th. So it's good because Taurus is an earth sign. It's about taking that fire, that clarity, and planting it and growing from it of a very solid position. But anyways, let's talk to the mermaids. What are they saying?
Yeah, it's funny, as I was getting a little lost in the time thing because I was like y'all know, every now and then I just go hard on documentaries. Like I just do it. Like my brain is just like, we need those things right now. And then I'll watch Gilmore Girls again. So it's like I oscillate between this like deep learning stuff and then like, wow, I just can't do it. I just need something comforting. So what I had been watching was something about time and about the experience of time. And I mean, if you're here listening to this podcast, you understand that we have lots of different feelings and viewpoints and experiences when it comes to metaphysical stuff. But for me, like time jumping and timeline jumping and, quantum jumping and stuff like that is fascinating to me. I've experienced it before. But what I was listening to, they were just talking about the experience of time and how the time itself, technically, when we look at it, the way that we've created clocks and all of that kind of stuff is always the same, but our experience of it is not. And that's why we have sayings like time flies when you're having fun, right? Because it's the same hour that went by, but it went by really fast because I was in this different energy versus the time going by when I'm sitting in a work meeting and just being like, longest hour of my life. Like, nope, wasn't actually. It was the same amount of time as we've created a construct, but it's our experience of time. And I remember I was standing in the kitchen going, yep, that's why this year and a half well, it's not a year and a half yet. This year that I have been here in Kentucky feels like not a year, but also forever, because I've just been existing in it and enjoying it and loving it and grounded in it, that time doesn't matter. And it's so weird to say that because we're trained to believe in that of being like, wow, you've been here for a year. And it's just like, like, I don't want to say those words because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how long I've been here. There's no, that label doesn't do anything for me when it comes to how I feel about where I'm at. And it's just really interesting because I had to think about that and think about, well, what are the other things that you do experience like panic about when it comes to time, and how can I change that? How can I like reaffirm to myself that time is a construct and it is the way that I am experiencing my energy as it relates to A, B, or C that is actually creating this longing or fear or disconnect or need to rush, right? Like, because it's me and my experience with this situation, not the actual time or anything like that. So anyway, I mean, that's such an aside, but I was just like, whoa, it came back around at me because it's a real thing. And it's a real thing because the card that I pulled is the waiting card. So it's not that far out of the conversation, actually. See, it came back around. I know for a minute there it was probably, what is she talking about?
No, I was like, oh, did she pull the time card? Like, I was just like, wow, this is like, it's important though to hear that because I think it gives us perspective and contrast to what kind of is in our head. So
yeah, because it is all in our head. I mean, it really is so interesting. It's our experience of it that makes it feel whatever way. So anyway, so that's why the waiting card feels like it's here. It feels like it's here to talk to you about your relationship with waiting. She is hanging out on a cliff, hair blowing, chilling, sunrise is happening. I don't feel any anxiety from her as she's waiting. Now, maybe y'all don't feel anxiety about waiting, but I don't like the word waiting. So I feel triggered immediately by waiting. Waiting creates impatience within me a lot of times, especially there's a couple times when I know something for sure is going to happen. I can't wait for it to get there, but it's a little bit easier because I feel very secure in it. I know it's going to happen. I booked a trip. I'm going on it. Right. I'm wow. So waiting for it is hard, but it's not that hard because it's exciting hard versus something that I feel like may happen. That is going to be bad. I do not experience waiting the same way. It becomes anxiety. And then my saboteur comes out and goes, well, if it's going to happen anyway, let's make it happen now, because then we can move on into the next phase. Not great. This is not good. This is what I feel like is the card coming out to say, what is your experience with waiting? What does it do? What does this trigger within your belief systems about different events or different things in your life where you try to bend time in a way that hurts you versus experiencing time in a way that keeps you feeling aligned, keeps you feeling like things are eventually happening. I've been very interested in the law of assumption and the bridge of incidents lately because I need it. Like everybody knows I love a bridge. I am a bridge. So I can see myself learning how to allow things to be built as a bridge, which helps me, quote unquote, wait, right? So again, time changes things, because if I was waiting for something for the last year here in Kentucky, it doesn't feel like I was waiting for it. I don't know, because I wasn't experiencing that. I wasn't stressing about anything. I wasn't trying to force anything. I was just existing. And I'm, very cognizantly aware of that. So that's what it feels like this card is coming out, is saying, what is your experience with time and waiting for something, whatever that is, anticipation, fear-based things. Definitely fear-based stuff. I mean, it's real belief system stuff. I've been having to dig into my belief systems about what is inevitable and what is not inevitable. And it's a pretty interesting situation in there of like, ooh, I have expectations subconsciously of people because of my belief systems. And then don't you know, it happens because I operate from that system and I look for proof in that system. And sometimes I create the environment where that proof will actually show up. And is it because it was there, or is it because I created it? And it's a very interesting situation. So I challenge you guys to sit and think about that yourself, about what you do in periods where there isn't movement the way that you expect it to be, and how you actually influence your own journey because of that.
Yeah. And so as we do, because we never share our cards when we're pulling them. So, and how do you do that? You surrender your fear. Let go of the fearful stories you're telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on the solution, and celebrate every baby step forward.
Lord.
I can't, I don't know if I can add any more insight than what just happened. So like, yeah, I mean, and I think too is like part of surrendering the fear is seeing the fear. First of all, we have to see the fear. We have to investigate the fear. We have to understand it in its way. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm afraid, but I don't know why, because I was influenced by somebody else's opinion. That can be something. But when there's a belief system that's hanging around creating the fear, then it needs some investigation. It needs some unearthing, and to really allow ourselves to validate our fear, because it's valid, but bring the possibilities of a difference. Like, yes, this could happen. Absolutely. But so could this. This has just as much percentage of the ability to happen as this does. It's bringing in that contrast of, yep, you're right. The fear is real, but also, what if this happened? And then we begin to build the idea in our relationship with the idea of dreaming, the idea of, hoping, that idea. Because I mean, fear comes when we've experienced something similar that has gone disastrously or that has not gone well. And it's valid. It's here to keep us safe. But yeah. So when we can surrender fear, work with fear, understand fear, we have more of an ability to just expand and to allow that. And it takes time. And I think, the waiting is like I know me, I'll just speak for myself. I am very impatient when I know the solution or I know what's coming. I just want it to happen. Like, could it happen right now? How about now? Like now? And I don't, sometimes that part of me doesn't realize that yes, it can happen now, but you have some things to receive along the way. There's some things happening that is going to make this easy for you. But because you want to do this now, you're forcing that river and you're making it happen from a place that you're not energetically prepared to hold the thing that you're going towards.
Yeah.
So give it space, give it time, work with your fear, spend some time with it, and just allow like Vanessa says all the time, allow the process to process.
I hate it, love it. The sticky note remains.
So, I've been hardcore exercising this idea, this concept of knowing that the time is coming and that there are things that I need to collect along the way to make it successful. And it's really hard for my impatient self because there's a impatient part of me that is like, that's going to alleviate my suffering. That's going to be a good time. We want to get there now. We don't want to wait. But it's like, no, the waiting has purpose.
And also, like, so many times, and this is what we talk about this with manifestation. If it was dropped into our lap, I'd probably fumble it because I'm not ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to not trust it, or I'm going to, I'm going to do something because I'm not ready for it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, readiness is something that we misunderstand. I feel like, because that's like, no, I'm ready because I'm ready to get out of this feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I'm actually ready for, is to not feel anxiety. So, just give me the thing and I won't feel anxiety. But is that true? No. I mean, how many times have I gotten what I wanted and then fumbled it anyway because I wasn't ready, because then I didn't trust it? Or who, like, if it was a person, showing up and just being like, oh, yay. Oh no, now I don't trust them. Like, damn it. Like, that's not how that was supposed to go. But I pushed it, right? Like, I pushed it. And so that's the thing that I think I know that I, in a lot of areas of my life, did have to learn of, like, man, if you trust that things happen for you, then let them happen for you. Why are you thinking that they happen for you because of your influence? Because when you go back and look at your life, look at how hard you've actually made things for yourself by trying to scramble in 53 different directions. And that was always going to be that direction, but you were trying to get there faster. And all you did was make yourself really crazy until everything lined up anyway. So why don't you just watch it line up? Like watch it like a movie. You had said something before about the what if, and that's it's a tool I use in therapy all the time. Do I use it on myself? Not quite as much, right? Like, well, they'll say this is going to happen. I'm like, what if it didn't though? Like, what if this, and this happened instead? Do you think that could be possible? Right? And they're like, why would that be possible? And it's like, well, because anything's actually possible. So if we decided that was possible, how would you make that happen? Right. And then we start to go down this other rabbit hole of how we're going to make this used to be impossible thing happen. And it feels a little bit more possible. Oh, imagine that. It's perspective. So I feel like that's, part of that relationship that we have with waiting in time is this, like, well, what if it was like a movie? What if I sat down to watch a movie and I saw the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes? That sucks.
Yeah.
That's not why I watch a movie. I watch for the plot. I like to watch it unfold. I like to watch characters grow, especially for me, right? So then why are you interfering with your own life that way? Why are you not letting those things happen so that it could be solid? Don't build a foundation that's shaky. Build one that's really strong. That means it's going to be hard. You're going to carry a brick. And then you're going to have to go get another one.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go get another one. You can't throw them all in a pile and then start building on it.
Yes. Yes. So our numerology card for the week is 56, and it is relationship change. And this, I don't feel that this is like a physical relationship. I think this is more of an energetic relationship. This is our relationship to waiting, to the idea of how we support our fear, like to the idea of our belief systems around like needing our desires and our manifestations to happen all at once. Like there is this relationship that is shifting, because when we do allow ourselves to wait, we give ourselves permission to not hurry up and get it done and support the fear part to that, so we're not pressuring ourselves. We begin to have a different relationship with the process, right? It's enjoyment. It's doing the things like, oh, I have more time to, do this thing, or I'm enjoying this part of the process. And to find it's a word I'm waiting for. I don't know. I just lost the word. It just went out of my brain. But because I think too is like the anticipation of things. We miss that because we feel we want anticipation, but we only want it to last for like 10 milliseconds. And then we want the thing. And the anticipation gives us relationship to have like this sense of like, oh, it feels good to anticipate something fun. I mean, I used to spend my whole life like planning what my next trip was or my next vacation was. So I had something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But when we have this sense of like, I want it done now, we also want to fast forward our life. And then we miss out on part of our life, because we're in that state of like, I want it to happen yesterday, or like really pushing. And I say this in this moment with this like kind of realization of like, yeah, this is what I'm working with right now. And so this idea of changing that relationship to the next big step. And not wanting it here right now, but giving it permission to show up when I am energetically ready to participate in that situation. Because like you were saying, like we're not ready for that yet, because what we're asking for, but also we may not recognize it. We may not see that what's coming to us is what we're asking for, because we're still in an energetic loop right now that we haven't worked through by the time we're getting that manifestation, that we will be ready and to recognize and receive it. So
yeah. And this is like relationship with self, right? Like what we're talking about too, because relationship with self gets pushed out to relationship with everybody.
yeah.
Right. And everything. Right. Like, so if I don't have a great relationship with myself in terms of my belief systems about who I am, what I present to the world, what I exist as in the world, what I create in the world, if that's not great, I'm not likely to create a lot of things that feel great on the outside, because of that belief system there. So this internal process of looking at the relationship that we have with ourselves, and that's what we do in therapy, right? Like we sit here and we're like talking about, well, why do you believe that about yourself, and why do you believe that about your life, and all of that. When you change that, when you shift that, and I know this to be true in every other area of my life. I mean, the person that I was 20 years ago and the person that I am now, very, very different, because I've had to learn about myself. I've had to learn about the things that were installed in me that don't feel like they're part of my soul, and then step into the things that are part of my soul, and how uncomfortable that is, and how uncomfortable it makes other people, and all of that kind of stuff, right? But that relationship with self has strengthened me so much that I've been able to create more in my life. I've been able to be braver. Does that contribute to the lack of patience? Absolutely, because the more things you get that you want, the more you want things and then the more you want them, right? So that's been kind of like a different effect. But again, like that enjoyment part of it, that slowing down, that be part of the process, be part of the, live every day as the experience of it, then you can feel it happening. And I know this to be true. I just, certain areas of my life really really difficult. But yeah, I love that. I love that card because relationship, I mean, when you first said it, I was like, oh, this is dual meaning for me. And I know that like 10,000%, I know that. But the relationship with self is always first, always, because our relationship with self is our relationship with literally everything.
Yep. So our money card this week, I align my vibration to attract money into my life. Again, aligning our vibration is the process. That is the process. We're aligning ourselves.
Yep.
And yeah,
Let it come. I was laughing the other day at way back in the South Carolina days, the amount of money I was like, oh God, I don't know if I can ever make that. And I surpass it every week now. I don't like, it's not there. That's my bare minimum. And I'm like, that's amazing actually. But I had like, there was an entire process of it. And did I push and did I try? Absolutely. But it didn't work until I was aligned. So till I was just being and existing and being like embodying what it was that created money for me, like really just being in that energy of it and just saying like, I just need to do this. I need to do this thing. And I don't know, it'll figure itself out. And it did. Look at that.
yeah. Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing. Yes. Well, my friends, continue on, carry on, and just know waiting isn't punishment, even though sometimes it feels like it. We're just waiting for us, our 3D selves, to catch up to what we're asking for.
The bridge is being built. I don't want to go across no rickety bridge.
Yeah, believe me, neither do I. I don't want to fall in.
Fall in the abyss. Yeah. Been there enough times.
Yes. Anyways, we love you, friends. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, love you.
Thanks for listening. We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.